Welcome everybody to a new episode of Nitro Talks with, and today with Michael Amswer, aka Square Circle Photography. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How's it going? How's the weather out there?
Yeah, it's too hot, you know. Right now I will be
I know.
without shirt if it wasn't for this interview, but man, I'm sweating right now.
We got 60-degree weather here in Chicago.
Oh.
We're excited. Everybody's in shorts. Finally, after it was 20 degrees the other day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So well, tell me, what is the Square Circle Photography? Like, what is, for the people that maybe doesn't know what is the Square Circle Photography, you can tell them.
Squared circle photography, and so it's a play on words. And so squared circle is a wrestling ring. And I do photography, so I thought, hey, you know what? That would be a dope. It would be like making a rhyme, like a rap or something, like having a good bar. So squared circle photography, it's like peanut butter and jelly, kind of goes together. And that's how I came up with the name. And then, for me, squared circle photography it encompasses like wrestling. I love professional wrestling. Yeah. I love taking photography, doing pictures of wrestling, and I dabble in horror too, as you saw today. But that's what, in a nutshell, that's what squared circle photography is. It encompasses professional wrestling, the love for professional wrestling, and I try to showcase that in my pictures and any of my posts that I do.
Yeah, I have to say, like, all your posts and all your photography is so clean. Like, it seems like you put a lot of passion and a lot of time on these photos and the stuff you post.
Sometimes I can whip something out in 10 minutes, and then sometimes it takes me like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'll look through the lens and I'll be like, something doesn't look right, or I'll catch my eye. Like, I know, like, I talked to Matt Goldberg, MVG, about this a lot. And I have the OCD, like, I gotta always put those little details in my picture, like a little Easter egg or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's like the funny part, I have seen some of your pictures with some details, and the same with Matt, Matt and you, I think that are guys that put a lot of effort in every photo.
I try,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like to make my picture as real as I can, like close to realism,
Yeah. So another question now, who is Michael? We know what that square circle photography is now, but who is Michael?
Well, I'm born and raised Cleveland, Ohio. I moved to Chicago. Been here about 14 years now. On the north side, but I'm a south side guy, as you can see. I got my south side hitman, Irish. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I'm Irish. Single dad. I got 3 beautiful daughters that I take care of, and they hang out with me. We go do our thing. I love horror. I love professional wrestling. Pretty passionate about movies. I like mob movies. Sci-fi. I like a lot of Star Wars. Just like alien stuff. Aliens is one of my favorites. There's so many good people in that movie too. Terminator is another good one. I like a lot of those. Horror movies, I like a lot of those as well. And then I like the Disney stuff too, because I'm a dad. I'm watching Disney with my kids. So yeah. I like watching Disney stuff too. So the Book of Boba Fett was really great. I like it. We haven't seen it yet. So
yeah, I'm not.
That's me. I'm just a blue collar, average guy. Down to earth.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't have a filter. I just kind of blunt. I say what I feel and what's on my mind, and sometimes that could be a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. I don't know.
So well, yeah, I tried to watch all the Star Wars saga, and the movies were great for me. But I watched season 1 of The Mandalorian, and then it was too for me, the season 2, it wasn't for me. I like Mandalorian because it was something different from a Star Wars, over the same. But then the series keeps growing, and it's more fiction and more of that. But season 1 was great for me. I love it. But now, yeah, I'm more like a Marvel guy. Marvel is for me. You can say that.
I'll watch all of them. I watched Peacekeeper. I thought Peacekeeper was really good with John Cena. So I went into it at first. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck," and then I watched it and I was like, "This is actually pretty good. I like it."
He does a amazing job. Like
he did a great job.
yeah,
And I thought the cast that they assembled for that show was really good, tongue in cheek. And he did really well for the part. I thought he did really well, and they're going to renew it for a second season.
Yeah,
so excited.
Man, it seems like I don't know if it happens to you, but when a wrestler like makes it, you feel like kind of proud. Like, hey, I was here first, you know.
I was happy for Cena, and I'll tell you what. I mean, I was one of those people that complained and like, get him out of here. I'm tired of seeing him.
No.
All the loyalty, respect. But I'm telling you, after he left, and then it started towards the end. It started sinking in. I'm like, my God, I actually like Cena. Like,
yeah, the same happened to me.
I wish he would still be around wrestling full time. You know.
Yeah, so he does a great job.
It kind of teaches you to appreciate what you have when it's here, and then when it goes, you don't have it. So.
Yeah. When he returned to face Roman, the pop, like when he returned in Money in the Bank, man, I saw the clip and I saw the pay-per-view and it was like, Cena's going to be here. And my dad was like, no, he's not showing up. Like the show was closing and then like the trumpets hit it and the theme song, everybody goes crazy. Like the pop was nuts and everybody was saying the same that you just said. Like, I thought that I didn't like Cena, but when he left, man, I missed him, and now I'm so.
I do.
Yeah.
And when CM Punk was here, I was at that Chicago pay-per-view when he wrestled Cena and he won the belt. Oh my God, the place went nuts. It was insane. But at that time too, Cena was at his hottest as well. I even liked the match where it was Cena against R-Truth. And R-Truth almost beat him for the belt. I was like, that Cena's a good.
Yeah, he does a great job. Like he knows what to do. Like he maybe like can do like a 450 or he can do moonsaults, but the man is a hell of a worker.
But I miss him. Yeah. You can't deny that the guy with hustle and tenacity. I do miss his contributions, and I miss watching him on a weekly basis.
Yeah, he's great. So well, now tell me. What are the goals for the Square Circle photography page? Or have you already complete those goals?
I'm always just trying to improve my craft. I'm always trying to make my pictures or push the envelope. Like there's artists out there that do stuff that I probably either can't do or I haven't tried to do. And I like watching their stuff, and then there's probably stuff that I do that they can't do, so it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
I like to get inspiration from people that I can watch, and even from my subtractors. People are always watching. There's always somebody out there watching you. So it depends on how you do it. You could blaze a trail, or you could just kind of sit back and coast and watch what people are doing. I try to push my photography and make it as real or close to realism as I can get. That's my goal. I want, and like I said, I don't care if 50 people like my picture or 600 or 1,000 people like my picture. If one person likes it, cool. The most important person who likes the picture would be me. So if I like my picture and I put it there, so be it.
Yeah. I have
if
thought.
If I have extra people that like my stuff, cool. That's an added bonus.
Yeah, the times that I have talked to people that have experience, maybe you and Matt Goldberg too, or people from other type of content. They always say the same. I have seen maybe small accounts that are saying, oh, I want to be like the page with more followers. I want that so bad because that's my goal, but it's still not. Just do what you like to like. Okay, yeah, because for example, I have on my YouTube, I used to I upload figure content, okay, but the video game just came out, and I say, well, I want to play the video game. It doesn't matter for me. It doesn't have the same amount of views than like the figure content, So for me, it doesn't care. I like to play the game and have some fun. Like for me, like the page of Nitro started like that. I want to take pictures of my figures, and the person that
Yeah.
needs to like it, it's me. Like that's how it works, and I think it's a very good advice.
It's genuine passion. You have a genuine passion for what you want to do, and that's the thing in this field that we're doing here. Genuine passion, doing photography. You gotta like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, yes, I guess the end game, you want to get a sponsorship or you want to get some kind of influencer deal. Those are nice to have. Not everybody gets those, but here's the thing. Just do you. Do what you're doing. Do your photography, do your video. That other stuff falls into place. It'll come, I know I have a lot of people that hit me up and say, hey, how do I get an influencer? How do I get to this company? How do I get to that company? Honestly, you just got to knock on doors. Knock on doors, do your picture. But if the end result, and you don't get in somewhere, you don't get a deal, don't let that hinder you from what you like doing. Keep continuing to do photography. Keep continuing to do reviews and your pictures and everything else. Just like, like with me, it's like, yes, I like my deals, but if I didn't have my deals tomorrow, I'd still do my photography. I'd still be going and collecting. I wouldn't stop collecting. I wouldn't stop doing my photography because this is what makes me happy. I love doing this. I like taking pictures of my figures, horror figures, wrestling figures, whatever it may be. And I like having new ideas, and I like recreating and trying to see if I can do that move or pull it off, Yeah. So it's like a self gratification, and it helps you. I work in an emergency room, healthcare. So I work in a hospital. I see a lot of stuff, especially with this pandemic going on. Figure photography, display art photography for me is a great escape. It helps me unwind, helps me loosen my mind, and I enjoy it. I love it.
Okay, so talking about figure photography, I asked Matt Goldberg the same. If you can only give me, imagine I'm new to the figure photography, and I ask you only give me 5 tips to make a good photo or like to make good photography in general. What tips would you give me to me?
Well, I mean, first you got to have some decent lighting. And this is the thing, people say, oh, you got to have like a real expensive camera, this and that. I started out with my phone. I started out using my phone, and then I eventually upgraded and got another camera and another camera after that. And like I said, I did all my stuff off of my phone, off of my smartphone.
Yeah.
You don't have to be fancy and flashy. I have lights here that I put garbage bags, like shopping bags, over them to use as the filters. Sometimes being practical is the best thing. You just gotta, one, you gotta have a little bit of an artistic eye. 2, some decent lighting. 3, you gotta have a nice, clean and cropped picture. You gotta contain and crop your picture. And this is what I'll say too. If being big and glitzy and glammy is not always the thing. Keep it small, keep it simple. Look at somebody doing a wrist lock, a figure 4, or a sharpshooter. Take the picture, study it, and recreate that. Doing some simple poses. Over time, you get good at it. Too many people want to go for the big meat right away. They want to go for the big T-bone instead of just going for like the skirt steak and saying, hey, you know what? Let me perfect this. Let me learn how to pan fry and get this cooked up nicely.
Yeah. Totally agree with that.
Practice. Lots of practice. Practice, but also have fun. Do this because you love it. Do it because you're having fun. Don't do it because you're looking to get something else. Do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. You with that example, with that advice that you like just said, it reminds me when I used to take like imagine 20 pictures and just like post maybe 7 of them because the other 13 pictures maybe like I didn't like them, and I like just grab my phone and upload the pictures, edit them, and say, well, people, there you have my stuff. But no, because like you need to upload like those photos that you like because you have to do it because you how can I say it? you love it, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you like do the stuff only because um obligation, maybe we can say like that, because you have a page and you keep like saying, oh, I need to upload this, I need to load a picture every single day, and you like
Yeah.
go and rush yourself with that. That isn't it.
No, you're
Yeah.
gonna, and that's the thing. You don't have to put a picture. Some people can put out 10 pictures. Some person can put out one picture.
Yeah.
It's the quality. It's the quality over the quantity.
That's what I
That's
will
fine.
say.
Because
Yeah.
people get into the science of trying to beat the algorithm, or they want to do this, they want to do that. Hey, just post, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. Sometimes I can put out 2 pictures in a day. Like today, I put out 2 pictures. Sometimes I put out one, and I'll do one every other day, or I'll take 5 days off, and I'll come back to the table with a fresh mindset, fresh perspective, and I'll go back and I'll have an idea. So that's another thing too, because like people, creativity, if you're gonna get, well, it's like writer's block, right? When people have writer's block, you're gonna get photography block. You're gonna sit there and be like, I don't have anything today. I don't have any ideas. But, and that's another thing too. People are always like, well, how do you get ideas for all this stuff? There's the WWE Network, YouTube. Go watch the wrestling match. Go watch something. Think up something. You know, like I said, it's even if I listen to like a song. So like, I'll give you an example. I was listening to Metallica, "Hero of the Day." Well, you know, in the beginning part of that song, he says, you know, they're off to find the hero of the day, right? Well, from that lyric, I just thought of Bret Hart. And I said, hey, that would be kind of cool to have Bret Hart come out to an entrance, like doing an entrance shot, slapping hands with all the fans in the crowd. That came from the Metallica song, Hero of the Day.
Yeah.
So it's just the simplest, always just the littlest things for inspiration.
And also, an advice, I think, is like, don't be scared.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't be scared. Who cares what somebody thinks? If you like it, you want to try it,
go
for
ahead
it. And try it.
Yeah, exactly. So
if somebody's snickering or they don't like it, the heck with them.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
So tell me, what or who got you into wrestling?
Into wrestling? My uncle, and I can tell you, it was on a Saturday, about noon. I was watching, and it wasn't even before WWF. It was actually WCW Saturday mornings. I was watching that. Then I fell into wrestling. We had like Iron Mike Sharp, Putski, we had Hogan, all those guys. My uncle got me into it, and I just fell in love. And I was probably 6, maybe 7, going on 6, going on 7, and I fell in love with it. And I remember I would go to bowling on Saturday mornings, and my mom would always be like, come on, we gotta go. And I'm getting mad because I'd have to turn the TV off because I'm trying to watch WWF Superstars. And man, I could, there was the one where Hogan was out there at the funeral parlor, and the Undertaker came out, and Ric Flair, this is when Ric Flair had come over and had the real World Championship belt. Okay. They were blocking it out.
Yeah.
And remember, I was so mad I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to turn the TV off because I wanted to see what happened. Because, you know, back then there was no VCRs or DVD players or anything like that. So, but yeah, I fell in love with wrestling. I watched it on Saturday. And then from there, I just, anything and everything. Smoky Mountain Wrestling, ECW, TNA, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, AEW. I'll even watch like gymnasium wrestling, like backyard wrestling. You know, I just love it. I get in there entertained.
So for you, like, what was like the era like you were like most interested in, that you said like, oh man, I love this, because maybe of the product, of maybe of your passion?
There was two or three. As I got older, I appreciated the ruthless aggression era a little bit more. When I was younger, I didn't really understand it as much, but as I got older, I appreciated it. So I grew up in the golden era of wrestling. So I had Hogan and Andre and all those guys. Yeah. My favorite wrestler at that era was Roddy Piper. I loved Roddy Piper. And I used to watch. My mom would say go to bed, and I would sneak out and stay up and watch Saturday night's main event. It would come on at like 11 o'clock at night and go until 1 in the morning. And I used to love watching like the Road Warriors come out against Demolition, or the Killer Bees versus Bret Hart, or Hart Foundation. I mean, it was awesome. So there was that era for me when I was a younger kid. And when I became a teenager, the Attitude Era was happening. So then we had Attitude Era, NWO. And I remember me and my friends, we would go around the school, the crotch chopping, doing the DX thing. Like Scott Hall would always say, you know where? Down there. Down where? Down there. And we'd always run around doing the Wolfpack signs and stuff. So that was when I was a teenager. And then when I got older, the Ruthless Aggression era was like with Benoit, and you had all those guys that came up from WCW, Booker T, and Eddie Guerrero, and all those guys. So I appreciated that era as much. It's been a little bit harder to watch nowadays. I did watch a lot of ECW when I was younger too, as well. But now I'm trying to. It's harder for me to get vested into a storyline. Although there has been some good storylines out there. Now it's more like kicks and flips and back flips, like I want a good story. I want like good wrestling.
Yeah.
And I have to say that the MJF and the CM Punk dog collar match was really good in AEW. It was really good. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's an awesome match.
Yeah, that pay-per-view was nuts.
4-month build up to it. The payoff.
Yeah.
It was good. It was executed very well, I have to say.
Very good formula. Unique formula for that rivalry. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, like I'm a young man, okay, and I grew up, okay, with like the 2014 era, okay.
Okay, so that was like
Seth Rollins, Nikki Bella.
The 4 horsewomen were just coming in there.
Like
Young Charlotte, young Becky. Actually, behind me here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm even so OCD with my shelves that I have them by time error.
Yeah.
So if you're like from a certain, like I have to have it down to the first appearance, costume, what time era that they came, because I know Kevin Owens was part of that time era.
Okay.
Adam Rose. So they were part of that, right? And then who else was in that timeline from 2014?
You had
Jericho was there.
Jericho.
AJ Lee.
Yeah, you had AJ Lee. You had Paige, right?
The Usos when they first came in with the War Paint. Tamina was their manager. Yes.
Yeah.
I have that whole time error on that line.
That's great. So yeah,
it's crazy.
I was telling you, I'm a young man, and I didn't grow up with the Attitude Era, with the Ruthless Aggression Era. And I know it's great. I know, but it's like if I see it right now, like on replay, it's not the same. Okay, so you're a guy that has like lived on that era. What match would you recommend me to watch on the network?
From the Golden Era or the Attitude Era?
Golden, Attitude, Ruthless. Like one match that you tell me that I can't miss it.
The Golden Era. There's so many from the Golden Era that are good though. Hogan, WrestleMania 6, Hogan versus Warrior.
Okay.
Skydome.
WrestleMania 6.
Yeah,
I'm with the notes here.
Toronto Skydome. Hogan versus Warrior. That's a classic.
Okay.
And then from the Attitude Era would be Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the face turn. So you had Bret Hart, the face, Austin, the heel. When you put him in the sharpshooter and he's bleeding, it was a reverse. So you had the crowd swayed, and the crowd was going with Austin against Bret Hart. So that was like the first. That was when the whole eat your prayer, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, blah blah blah. That's when the wrestling started getting more grittier. So that was like when Austin first. That's when Austin won over everybody.
Yeah.
And then you had the whole 316 thing, and then from the Ruthless Aggression era, there are so many good matches. Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar, where Eddie won the belt.
Okay, yeah, got it.
That was a real good match.
The
That was a
underdog.
good match.
The underdog classic
Oh,
versus the big guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I loved Eddie Guerrero. You know, I was glad that he got his dues. He got his flowers when he came over to
Yeah.
WWF, whatever, and he got his flowers. So I was happy.
Okay, so I'm seeing that you're a fan of AEW. Yeah?
Of AEW?
Yeah.
AEW, yeah.
Yeah. So are you think that do you think that AEW can make it? Or is something like just for the moment?
Here's my thing, and this is what when everybody says AEW is going to put Vince out of business, yada yada yada. How long have they said that about TNA Impact?
Yeah.
TNA is going out, Impact's going out. Impact's been around for almost 20 years. They're still going strong. And Tony Khan just fought Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I am a fan of professional wrestling. I want to watch it all. I don't care. Let me enjoy some wrestling. I don't want to see another company go out of business. I'm glad Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor. I'm happy because now those people get a chance to feed their families and do what they love in that ring, and they get to entertain us, right?
Yeah, and they can get an opportunity on AEW.
Yeah, I'm a fan of wrestling. Yeah. I love all of it, any of it. I don't care if it's a 50-person capacity gymnasium to a 73,000 arena. I love it all. I like watching it all.
Yeah,
my favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio.
Why?
I just love him. I love all the luchadors. And actually, I was kind of sad when Lindsay Dorado got released. They let Lindsay Dorado go. I loved Lindsay Dorado. I thought he was like phenomenal in the ring. I loved the backflips, all the suicide dives that he would do. He's just a cool dude. I've talked to him a couple times. With Twitch or whatever.
Okay.
So he's got a Twitch thing. I've talked to him a couple times. He's really down to earth, and I like watching all those guys. Lucha House Party, Grand Metalik. I like all the luchador wrestling.
Yeah, I was a very big fan of Kalisto. He was great.
I like Kalisto.
Yeah. There was a moment when he returned to wrestling, and he was like, man, he was like he was like going to the gym, and that little man had like a lot of muscles. And I thought that moment that was his moment, because he was like US champion. He defeated Del Rio and a lot of top guys, but then they dropped the ball on Kalisto.
Oh yeah, and Sin Cara too. They did the same thing with him. They dropped the ball on him.
So
dropped the ball on him. Dropped the ball on Grand Metalik.
One of the luchadors.
I liked Alberto Del Rios.
Yeah, he was great. Alberto.
I liked him too. Yeah.
Yeah, great heel. So, like, you are like an influencer right now. Do you consider yourself as an influencer?
An influencer?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think of it that way. Like sometimes it's hard for me to think like when a kid will hit me up, or hey, how do you do this, or hey, I'm just starting out. How do I go about this? Like to me, I don't know. I don't think about it that way. I'm just like, I'm just a normal person. Like,
yeah,
I like wrestling, and I just happen to be I have a knack for it, God-given talent. Like I have a little bit of an artistic eye. But like when I have somebody or hitting me up, they'll ask me questions. Like, well, what kind of camera lens could you use, or what would you do? How do you do this angle? How do you do that? So I try to help them, or tell them. I can't give them the farm. Because nobody did that for me. It was like all of us, like how me and Matt met. We were in this group called ACBA, Articulated Comic Book Art, and I was from one side of the town, and Matt was from the other side of the town, and we did our wrestling shots, and then we just happened to meet up, and we started our own page called Wrestling Figure Photography, because we liked wrestling, but the Marvel guys. It was more of a Marvel-based group, and the Marvel pictures kind of got more love than the wrestling pictures. And I always have this conversation with Logan. It's funny because it'd be like, it's like, that doesn't matter, if you only get 100 likes. The right people are liking your pictures. And that always kind of stuck with me, and I was like, you're right. Like my core, my group of friends, they like my pictures. They like what I'm doing. Cool. Because in that group, I would get so mad, I'd be frustrated. Same with Matt. I'd be like, man, my picture's only got 100 likes, but I know it's good. And then you look at another picture that's like an Iron Man picture, and it's got like 500 likes. And you're just like, what the heck? So I learned from that to get, not worry about the likes so much. And if you look at my Instagram now, I turn my like count off because I don't care how many likes I get on a picture. Like I just got a 1K picture the other day. I didn't even post it. I was like, what? I don't care. I like what I'm doing. And if somebody's watching me and they're like, oh, well, he only got so many likes on this picture. His like count's going down. Yada yada yada. It doesn't matter. Like I said, if I got 10 people and those 10 people are supporting me and they like my pictures, cool, so be it. In the end, though, I'm the person that has to like that picture. So if I'm doing influencing and somebody's watching my stuff and they want to try to be like the next me or the next MDG or the next Figure Kingdom or the next SLS or whatever, more power to you. If you like what I do, you like the style on how I shoot my pictures, you want to ask me a question, cool, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you everything on how I do it, but you got to learn that on your own. You got to learn from trial and error.
Yeah,
like the influencing stuff. I like doing this, and I like entertaining some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like with the influencing and stuff like that, I'm just like I said, I'm a normal dude. Just normal.
Yeah.
I'm a single father, 3 girls. I like wrestling. I like horror. I'm a nerd. I like sci-fi, and I'm proud of it. I don't think I'm a celebrity. I don't think that I'm, X, Y, and Z. If you like my stuff that I'm doing, cool. Like my pictures. If you don't like what I'm doing, there's another flavor. There's another artist or photographer out there. You might like that.
Absolutely.
One better. You gotta. You're always. You're either going to appeal to somebody or you're not going to appeal to them.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with this is you just got to be comfortable in what you're doing and say, okay, cool, this is me, this is what I'm doing. If you like me, cool, let's rock. If you don't, all right, cool. See you down the road.
Definitely. Yeah. I was asking you that because maybe a lot of people makes you question, and I've seen that. Yeah, that's happening. But I always like to ask people this question. Okay, what is a question that nobody has ever asked you, but you really want somebody to ask you that question?
Yeah, question.
Like that question that nobody has ever asked you, but a question that you want to or an answer or an opinion that you would like to talk about.
The question for photography?
For anything. For anything.
Huh?
A question that maybe that you're thinking, oh, it would be great if somebody asked me this because we can talk about this topic,
Maybe how many figures do I have in my collection, and what do I like to collect? Probably that would be one.
Okay, so feel free to answer those questions.
So last time I counted my collection, I think I'm at 1,500 for figures.
Wow! Yeah.
I have all this wall and everything behind me. So I have a big bin. So what I do is when I'm getting a new outfit from the figure, I take the old figure and I throw it in a bin because I'm like, oh, that's the old outfit. I don't care about that. But now it's a new figure, or there's a new face scan, because this stuff, that's the thing that people don't understand. So doing photography and collecting are two different entities. Collecting takes up space. Doing figure photography takes up space because you got to have bins for your hands and your accessories and your pieces and parts and everything, your dioramas.
And that table, man. That table.
Not only am I collecting, but I also am doing photography on top of it. Plus, I have to have a table to do all my work from, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. You know, and
Yeah.
God bless if you guys are married out there and you have wives. God bless them for putting up with what we do, or girlfriends, because this hobby takes up a lot of time.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot of time. Even
Wow.
working a full-time job, you know, like there'll be times where ringside or somebody will be like, hey, I need you to do something. Can you do this? Cool, yeah, I can do it. Hey, I've just come home from work. I want to relax, but they're like, can you do this? I'm like, yes, here, boom. Okay, done. It's out. I handed it in, done, you know? So, you know, that's people I don't think know what goes on behind doing photography and stuff like that, you know? There's you know, it's like another. I think maybe somebody like the misconception would be like, "Oh, well, you're getting that stuff for free." No, I have to work for it.
Yeah.
I'm getting the figures, but I have to review it, do the photography with it, and then I have to push it and get it. And so my job as the influencer, if you were looking at my picture and you said, you know, I'm on the fence with this fan takeover X-Pac. And I do a really good picture, and that gets you to turn and change your mind. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and buy that figure.
Yeah.
So now I've done as an influencer, I've done my job.
Yeah, that's
because I've influenced you to show that, hey, this is a cool figure. This would be good in a picture, or it will look great on your shelf.
Yeah, definitely. And the other question, what do you collect?
What do I collect? I collect wrestling and horror figures. I have a lot of Hellboy. Hellboy is one of my favorite comic book characters. I love Hellboy. I love the first movies with Ron Perlman, and I like the other movies with David Arbiter. I thought the movies were great, and I love the figures, the Mezco figures that they do. So I collect wrestling, Hellboy, horror movie figures, and what else? That's about it, really. I have some like NECA stuff, like Rocky and like Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. I have been very tempted to jump down the rabbit hole with G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If I jump down that, that's going to be like another, I'm going to be like twitchy with it.
Yeah, like that's more money, you know?
Oh, yes. More money, more ideas or whatever. But, yeah, I like dabbling. Like I said, I did that horror shot today with Ash, and I got another one coming up. I like doing horror stuff too. I think there was like maybe a year ago. For a whole month of October, I did a horror shot. I didn't do any wrestling.
No.
So, yeah.
You should do that for Halloween, like for October.
I know. I was thinking about it. And it's easy because somebody asked. They said, "Is it hard to switch from wrestling to horror? We got to get in a different mindset for it. But it's easy to jump back. You can get out of the horror and then jump back into the wrestling.
Yeah, like seasons, you know. So
yeah, it's all about just having that creative spark and having like just need a little inspiration, something that you watched or you listened to or you saw, and then you. What I always like too is when you get like an accessory or something, and you build the shot around the accessory. So you get that nice little cool accessory piece that you wanted, and then you build the shot around it. That's always cool.
Yeah.
Another like how we're talking here. Sometimes I'll bounce ideas off of Matthew Goldberg, MBG, and we'll just be talking about it. And then I'll get home and I'll go to the table, I'll do it. And then he'll hit me up and he'll say, hey, that's pretty cool because we were talking about that. And now it's cool to see how the picture turned out. And actually today when I was talking to him about this ass shot that I was doing, I was actually talking to him while I was doing the shot. We were video chatting with each other.
Yeah, that's great. Like you have like a very close partner, like feels the same, like maybe has the same pressure, if we can say, because you and Matt have like maybe the same amount of followers, the same amount of influence. So it's great to have like somebody like to support you and to tell you, hey, maybe you can try this, or maybe you can get an idea together. Yeah. So have you ever think to do like something together, like a big project?
A collab? I have done some collabs with other artists out there in the field, in the community. and those were fun. We had a good time when we did them. It was cool to see everybody's what they brought to the table, and that's the thing. Like everybody brings something different to the table. In photography, like I do one thing that Matt can't do, and Matt does something that I can't do, or Figure Kingdom does something that Matt can't do, or I can't do, or we do something that he can't do, or SLS. There's a group of so many photographers.
Yeah, different styles.
And even like YouTube reviewers, like you guys do stuff that we can't do.
Yeah.
You guys have good the YouTube reviews and interviews and stuff like that. So it's a whole community that really makes up a lot of. It encompasses the big picture. It's all the love for professional wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
So well. Anything that you maybe want to talk about it before we go with the final part?
Talking what's coming up, what's going on.
Yeah, maybe a project that you have or something.
I've got so many things in boxes still that I haven't taken out and done pictures with, and I'll save them for rainy days. And when I get the idea, I'll do a picture. Like I have the Zodiac, and then there's something else, a Warlord figure. I got some other things that I haven't touched yet. There's other series that I need to do. I just did an entrance shot with Scorpio Sky. I got the Christmas Story figures over here that I haven't done anything with those yet, and I still want to do something with them. I don't know. I just, when the idea strikes me, I'll go for it. But I'm going to be going on vacation next week with the kids for spring break. I'm going to go to Philadelphia in New Jersey, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
The kids will like it. And then the weather's starting to warm up, so I'm getting excited about that.
Oh, you're gonna feel what I'm feeling right now.
Oh, I know, it's gonna be like 70s. I'm loving it. And then for projects, I don't know, whatever comes my way, and whatever I can think of in my head to shoot. I mean, God, may rest in power, Scott Hall. I just did that tribute shot for him.
Check it out. Yeah.
I always try to do like a tribute shot or something when a wrestler passes away. I feel like they've given us so much. And my contribution, my little small contribution that I can give back is a tribute shot that I can give and say, you know what, I appreciate everything that you've done and putting your body on the line and risking your health to entertain and perform for me. So thank you. This is what I can give back to you.
Yeah, definitely. So, I told you that at the end of every interview, I let my guest make me a question. So, here we are. What's your question right now?
I got two.
Okay.
So the first one, what is your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Oh, my favorite food. I mean, I love pasta. I like the variety, like the pasta I have. Like you can eat. I can eat pasta the 7 days of the week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love it. Like
I love sushi. I like sushi a lot.
Sushi. Oh man, sushi. Like
I love sushi.
Here, I always used to go to eat sushi with my friends, and we eat a lot of sushi. You can't imagine, like a lot. All the table ends. Like, have you seen Dragon Ball?
Mm-hmm.
That have you seen when Goku ends like his meal and all the plates are like stacked?
Oh yeah,
it ends like that.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah. So maybe between sushi and like pasta, but there are some examples that I talked to Figure Kingdom, like maybe some gourmet stuff, maybe like the classic stick with the rice and that you can eat maybe on a wedding, or you can eat when you go to an expensive. But those are like extra cases, if we're talking about if we're talking about like classic food, pasta and sushi.
Sushi and pasta all day. I love it. I like pizza. Pizza and sushi would be probably everything. The 7 days of the week, I could eat every day of the week. I love pizza and sushi, of course, too. So.
Yeah.
So my other question,
Yeah.
So it's there's a song by H2O. It's called the 5-Year Plan. What is your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What is your plan that you have for yourself?
Okay, this question is very curious because Matt asked me the same, but right now I see myself on another place than when Matt asked me that. Okay, so I think that my answer to Matt's question was like maybe with more followers, but for me like that's like an extra for what I'm doing.
Right.
But right now I'm liking like the YouTube style and Instagram. Right now I'm not uploading figure like a lot of figure content because I'm working on a big project for figures, maybe like the biggest project for me, and I have like a lot of expectation for that.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm going to WrestleMania too. Like I'm crossing the world, yeah, to go to Mania, and after that, like blogs for Mania, and then I have like and after Mania, like the project for my figures is going to be done. You know,
Okay.
so in 5 years, I see myself doing wrestling content in general, like I'm doing right now. On Instagram, on YouTube. I like, I see TikTok like one option because there is a lot of people there and like all the reels, like maybe behind the scenes or maybe clips from my YouTube, I can post them there. Like clips that I have on my phone that I have posted it on my Instagram, like I don't lose anything, you know. So yeah, 5 years from now, wow. I hope like that wrestling is still good because we don't know about it.
You go through those periods of ups and
Yeah,
downs. So.
but I'm definitely sticking with like this Nitro page, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every day I'm seeing this like seriously because I'm like talking to new people, and seeing different perspectives, you know. So 5 years, yeah, definitely doing content. Like maybe with more knowledge, obviously, more knowledge because I'm like 2 years into this and I have like 17, you know. So with more knowledge, yeah, experience and everything, you know. But definitely staying and doing some content.
That is really good. And like I said, the advice is know your self worth. When you know your self worth and you know what you bring to the table, nobody can rattle your cage. Nobody can mess with your set, your frame.
Yeah.
Right. So you come in, you say, hey, you know what? This is what I can do. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I'm going to offer you. And all the other stuff, nobody else can get to you. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like, yeah, it definitely works, you know. It's about time. Like, for me, it's always like be patient because for me, all of this started like, oh, what about if I upload my 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 figure photos to a page called Nitro Action Figures, and then turned into Nitro Fix. Like the people start liking it, and I remember I uploaded like family white family photo, and went like 100 likes, and I was like, oh my god, 100 likes. And that photo was like, I want to do like this photo with the Wyatts, and I took it like 30 times. I brought like a mini house like the family here has for Christmas, you know, and I put like the family Wyatt there. Like I think that Matt did something similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a funny story is, so I have 3 girls, so I'm always looking at their like Barbies or their like, and I'm always looking at their accessories, and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, I can use that. And my daughter will be like, hey, Dad, did you borrow something? I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'll be using it. My little one has like these woodland, I don't know what they're called, woodsies or something. and there's like these nice little accessories in there. So I was taking the accessories, and I was like, oh, I can use this in the shot. You know, I get it, man.
Yeah.
My mind is always like looking for some kind of accessory piece to use for a shot.
Yeah, that's how it started. And then one day I was like, maybe I want to do something new, you know? Then I was thinking, and I always ask to my dad, you know, he's like the man that has helped me with this. And I asked,
Yeah.
will it be interesting if I turn my page into wrestling in general content? Okay, and like, what do I lose? And then I was thinking, yeah, I need to change the logo. I will change the logo. I will change everything. Like all the environment on my page, I want to be different. And then I took the I from my name, and now it's Nitro FGC. But for me, it sounds better, you know, because now it's not figures. You know, now there are 3 random letters FGC. You know, and this is a moment that I'm enjoying a lot. You know, the best moment talking about enjoying this like page, because in 1 week I'm traveling to the US. Exactly 1 week I'm traveling to the US, going to Miami for a week, and then to Dallas. WrestleCon, yeah, WrestleCon, NXT, Mania.
You'll love it.
Yeah, I will. So
what, you know, one of my bucket lists is I would love to go to Japan.
oh,
I would love to go to Japan and watch wrestling in the Tokyo Dome. That would be awesome, and then have sushi there too as well.
sushi. Yeah,
Sushi
that will be great.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would love to go and watch wrestling there. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. I always wanted to do like a trip with people, like to watch wrestling with people like actually likes wrestling. But like,
oh my god, it's so fun! Yeah,
yeah.
We get a group of us and we'd all go and shout things and yell. It's a good time.
Yeah, we can do that. Like that will be actually great, and we can like film a lot of stuff. Like imagine like five guys that do like content go to watch like New Japan or go to the UK. Like will be huge.
There's a lot of collectors that live here in Chicago, and it's crazy. You know, like Matt's here, I'm here. Bretto Live is here in Chicago. Mickey Reacts, he's another guy that's here in Chicago. There's a lot of people from ACBA that are here in Chicago. Chicago's we're like the 3rd largest city, but we have a lot of people, a lot of collectors here.
Yeah. So well, I'm going to Mania, and
that's exciting.
Yeah, like for me it was like from the night to the morning happened like that happened, and I bought the tickets, and then NXT came like sell the tickets, and I go screw it, bless. Then
awesome.
Then we go into NXT, and then I saw that Ric Flair was going to WrestleCon, and then like, man, I need to go to WrestleCon. So yeah.
Nothing's worse is when you go to a wrestling and then the wrestler that you want to see isn't there. They're not there then.
Man, it maybe happen. It can happen with me, but I will, if it happens, like if I don't get to meet Ric Flair, for me, like it will be like an L. No, like I will meet like a lot of wrestling. Like I'm crossing the world for this, you know. So yeah.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
My favorite wrestlers is Kevin Owens.
You like Kevin Owens?
That's my man.
Did you like him when he was in Ring of Honor as Kevin Steen, or do you like him better now as Kevin Owens?
I like now because he's on a platform that he can use, like he can show to millions of guys like what he can do without pressure, because you can put an indie guy on a show with 200 guys and he can be like the MVP, but put him on a WrestleMania and let him show me what he can do, you know.
He had some good matches against El Generico, aka Sami Zayn. When he's in here, I like him in the WWE.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about him in Austin?
him and Austin. It's happened like what will happen is like they will have like this KO show segment at night one, and then Stone Cold will challenge him for night two match. Like
Yeah.
like for me, it was like weird that WWE didn't connect something between two nights. Like they have it there. You can, so people that watch night one, okay,
Yeah.
you can make them watch night two, connect like the storylines between those two nights, and that would be a great formula. Like
Right.
night one the challenge, night two the fight. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited. I want to see what happens. Like I said, I like all types of wrestling. I know people don't like the WWE right now, and I like it. I don't care. I'll watch it. It's wrestling. It's any in its purest form. It's wrestling. Doesn't matter who.
yeah.
I'll watch it.
So well, Michael, thank you so much for being here, for being my guest tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. I was very happy to come on and chop it up with you, and break bread. So this was very nice. Like I said, you have a good future ahead of you. Keep doing what you're doing, my man.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thanks again. So well, thank you guys all for seeing this interview, this episode. And well, Michael, you and all the people, take care.
All right.